It is 7 o'clock. I'd like to call this August 27th Board of Supervisor meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join us in a moment of silence. Okay, thanks everyone for coming out. So before we get started, I do want to let you know that our solicitor that's typically here, Mike Pykosh, was not able to make it this evening, so Bruce Kralin was kind enough to fill in, so this is Bruce.
Hey, Bruce. Nice to meet you all.
Moving on to citizen participation, so first on the list, and now this is not on, I'm sorry.
Items on the agenda.
This is for items on the agenda.
Mhm.
So, but can we put Kim because she's not on?
Oh.
Yeah, that's because I think Kim needs to, you said you need to get going. I think our solicitor was.
Yeah, I don't
our
think that.
solicitor, we're good to go. So Kim, and I'm sorry, your last, if you would stand and introduce yourself and tell us what you're.
Sure. My name is Kim Grundon. I'm a member of Daughters of American Revolution, DAR, of Perry County. And what we are doing for the 250th anniversary of the county are several projects. One of which is having every township, borough, the commissioners, our state rep, and our state senator sign a declaration, or declared September 17th Constitution Week, signing a proclamation stating that the President of the United States, ever since Dwight D. Eisenhower, has signed it, one every year. So it is something that if you're not familiar with it, some people know about the Constitution and some don't, but really it's what formed our government, and it's what is the basis for the life that we have today. It was signed by 39 members of Continental Congress in Philadelphia, September 17th, 1787. So I'm asking the Township Supervisors to sign a proclamation declaring December 17th independent, September 17th, sorry, Constitution Week.
Okay, thank you for that, Kim. So I'll read this proclamation, it's short. Whereas September 17th, 2024 marks the 237th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Now therefore, I, James Sable, by virtue of authority vested in me as Board of Supervisors, Chairman of Rye Township, Perry County, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals of the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering that lost rights may never be regained. Amen. I guess we need a motion to adopt this proclamation. I'll make that motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Brad, second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Proclamation is approved.
Sign.
Thanks for doing that.
I'm sorry?
Thanks for doing this.
Oh,
stuff.
you're welcome. Thank you. The write-up about what we're doing will be in the Perry County Times. If people subscribe to that, you can read about that. The bells will ring September 17th at 2 o'clock. Church bells and other groups will ring bells at 2 o'clock. That's the actual time it was signed.
Okay.
That's why the bells.
That was just
That's
an
just the
information.
letter that came up.
There you go.
Let me sign this, and then I have to seal it. She wants to seal it. Make it all official.
That's right.
That's right.
It's worthy of at least that.
Yep.
A few people need reminded of
I'm going to go make a copy.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'll be right back. Okay. There
I
you
was
go.
nervous, could you tell?
You did great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did fine. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.
Okay, any other citizen participation? Again, this is for items on the agenda. Hearing none. Moving on to approval of the minutes from the July 23rd Board of Supervisor meeting. Questions, comments, corrections, anybody?
I look fond to me.
Is that a motion?
Motion to approve?
I'll
Second.
second.
All in favor? Aye. Minutes from the July 23rd board meeting are approved. Thank you for those, Daisy. Moving on to municipal report, zoning code enforcement report, we have 8 items. No invoice at this time. Right? And there's no check or anything to, no payment
No,
to?
there's
Okay,
not.
okay. Okay, so the 8 items are up here. It's there for anyone who wants to take a look. Sewage enforcement report, again, is 6 items for a total of $2,325. That's a big one this time. Motion to approve payment of that bill to sewage enforcement, FSA.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Payments approved. That will also be up here. Road report, Brad.
Yes. Moved along Township roads, picked up coal patch and patched holes throughout the township. Moved at Marysville, Lions Park. Cleaned drains on the dirt roads. We had cleaned up from the bad storm that Debbie, and repaired the head wall down here at Trout, not Trout, the Tower, and down there by Coral Biddings. That flooded out massively. And cleaned up after, yeah, I said storm. And cleaned up down tree on Pine Hill, repaired the one lane on Heisley Road so they could travel through there. And repaired the culvert cleaned out the culvert on Holly Road also, and repaired the head wall on Lamb's Gap at the one drain pipe.
Mowing at the Lions Park, I remember you mentioning that. I don't, we're doing something for them, they're doing
Yeah,
something for us.
they do something for us. They do the cinders for us.
With the sweep up.
Sweep up
Okay,
cinders,
okay.
yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Kenny does a good job.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
all right.
He helps us out, we help them out.
Thanks for arranging that.
Yep.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, actually, a big thank you to you and Johnny for taking care of Heisley and.
Oh, okay.
I realize
Yeah,
that's,
thank you.
Thanks for,
that's gonna be a thorn for a while. but
Yeah, yeah,
We'll get through it.
yep, yep. At least it's passable.
Yeah, right, I mean, that's, yeah, one lane is
Better than
good,
nothing.
good enough, so I mean,
Yeah, Max really made it a priority.
yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Nice help out a lot.
okay, thanks for that. Nancy, do you have a rec board report for me?
Yes. Well, last month we had our first ever chili cook-off, and we had 11 entrants, and it went over very well. We had between 40 and 50 attendees, and they enjoyed it, so hopefully it'll get bigger and better next year. Our next event will be our fishing derby, which was rescheduled from May because of rain. And that will be on September 14th from 9 to 10:30. We ask everyone to come between 8:30 and 9 to register. And after the fishing is completed, we will provide hot dogs, snacks, and beverages, and award prizes to all the participants. And then we have another event. Our last event will be our Halloween event. And this will be Halloween at Lions Club Park. And we were joining forces with the Marysville Lions Club. And we will have our Halloween event there in the building for the costume judging. We will use a portion of the trail for the haunted trail. We will have hay rides. We will also have face painting and temporary tattoos and of course food and snacks. And it's gonna be a big event since, you know, it's going to be both groups together, but we're looking forward to it. And we also were able to get Marysville Bank to provide hot dogs and rolls for the event.
Very nice.
So we're really looking forward to it.
What was the date again?
Yeah, what
Oh,
was that?
the date is October 19th from 6 to 8.
Thanks to you and the rec board for continuing to make all these nice things happen. Wouldn't happen without you.
So hopefully it'll go over real well, I'm sure it will.
Should, yeah, yeah. So question on the Halloween stuff, we still have.
Oh, I know, they're gonna pick
Some
that up.
fake- Okay.
The scouts are gonna do the haunted trail and they will get out
If
here
they-
and get their stuff.
Oh, it wasn't a complaint about the stuff, I just wanted to make sure if they wanted it.
Oh, yeah.
Then we
Yeah.
make sure we hang on to it, if not. we
Yes,
make sure
please
we
hang
clean
on
up.
to it, but they will be getting it sometime soon.
That's good, good to know it'll be used. Okay, thank you, Nancy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the one guy came out and inquired about it just this past
Oh,
week, or what's it, yesterday, just Monday.
so how did we come to get a coffin of all things?
Yeah, send that shit down there if we have to get it out there. So we put them all down there.
Well, hey,
I get
I
a lot
know.
of,
one never
a lot of
knows.
people
I had
asking
somebody
about.
call me.
Yeah, it was just, it was.
Can I ask you a question? Why are there coffins in the rear yard? She was doing cold
Yeah.
war. She said, this is silly, but I'm just
It's
curious.
part of our recycling program.
Yeah.
Oh,
Emergency management, Jim, do you have something?
Just want to introduce Kurt Whitmer, our newly appointed emergency management coordinator. I think you've all met him, but he's now on board. And Kurt and I have some business that we want to talk about under new business.
Okay,
So I guess we'll do it then.
okay, all right, thanks, Jim, thanks, Kurt. Financial treasurer's report?
oh. The general checking account at Mid-Penn Bank began with a balance July 1st, $158,683.38. Had receipts of $81,556.04, expenditures of $64,143.10, interest of $206.44, leaving us a balance August 1st in the general checking of $176,302.76. The general checking account at Penny and Bank had only interest activity and had a balance August 1st of $2,308.74. American Rescue Plan Fund's money market account had a balance July 1st of $266,629.79, had interest of $843.72, and had a balance August 1st of $267,473.51. The general savings account had only interest activity and had a balance August 1st of $2,523.81. Liquid fuels account had only interest activity and had a balance August 1st of $126,338.14. You will see that balance changing with the check that is on for payment of the paving tonight. Liquid fuel savings account had only interest activity and had a balance August 1st of $2,683.90. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you for that, Daisy. That takes us to resolutions. So resolution 24-22, Highway Aid Fund payment of the road paving projects and transfer remaining funds combined with Penny and Easy Access CD deposit into a 6-month CD at Mid-Penn.
It's just showing the breakdown. The auditors like to see this, the state auditors. So even though it's on the agenda, I just added that to the resolution since the highway aid is paying $124,000 and the general fund is throwing in, supplementing it with $27,741.25, giving us the total due of $151,741.25 for the total paving, which was like $20 over what they had estimated. They have a good estimate.
Wow, they're good.
He's really good. Even with the extra, he
Yeah.
always figures a
A
little
little
extra.
extra, and you
Yeah,
got it just
but
right.
we did extra paving with the base repairs,
Right.
at least Brad did, I should say. And then what I'm going to do is the remaining funds, instead of just leaving them sit there in the checking at 1.3%, I'm just taking those, and there's an easy access CD at Penny Bank at 2%. I'm going to combine those because I can take it out anytime and transfer that plus $2,400 out of the checking that's left after I pay the bills and into a CD at 5.1% is $6,350 for 6 months. That will take you from just say September, right, till I get it, till I pay, take it and
Get everything
transfer and
done.
everything. The first week in September, so it'll be September, October, November, December, January, February, March.
Right.
So in March, this could
Yeah.
come out and
That'd
you
be-
could combine that in another
With whatever-
short-term
with whatever you
CD,
get
with
for-
whatever you
for
get
next
for the
year.
allocation for
Yeah,
next year.
yep.
So that's the timing of that and why I only made it 6 months, because this is a fund, we use the funds, and actually the auditors are glad we do.
Right.
They said that's what it's for.
Right.
We use them, so. That's what this is doing, documenting a little more detail than usual, because of the state funds.
Yeah, thanks, Daisy. So with that, I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 24-22. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Sean, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 24-22 is approved. Takes us to resolution 24-23, transfer matured CDs, US tank CD, road equipment CD to Mid-Penn for a better rate of investment.
Yes, and this is going in, the tanks are going in for 12 months at 4.55, which the rates are coming down. You've noticed personally, I've noticed. The Bank of Landisburg has the road equipment CD, and I'm going to move that to Mid-Penn Bank for 3 months at 4.75%. So when I get the combined total in December, after the tax collector brings in the final amount, I can dump that into that, and I will also document that. But this is going in for a 3-month CD, so it will be ready to come out, and I can add the others to it. So, and we can discuss during budget what you're doing with road equipment for next year. So that might determine some things with the time,
Right.
the amount of
The amount of
time
what
for
you're- yeah.
investment.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve resolution 24-23?
I'll make a motion.
Brad makes the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Resolution 24-23 is approved. Takes us to Resolution 24-24, establishing policy for anonymous right to know request. Daisy, I know you said you gave me some information on that. It's a PSAT's recommendation is,
There were, and maybe you've heard of this,
Mhm.
that the FOIA buddy, whatever it was.
Right,
Some
yeah.
sort of anonymous requester. So PSATs is recommending, and then the Office of Open Records denied the appeal because they feel that people should not, I mean, you can take an anonymous request, but they're recommending that you have a policy to, not allow anonymous requests.
resolution of the Board of Supervisors of the Township of Wright, Pennsylvania, establishing policies for anonymous right to know requests. Whereas Pennsylvania's right to know law, section 504, permits an agency to promulgate regulations and policies necessary for the agency to implement the act. And whereas Pennsylvania's right to know law, section 505, permits an agency to accept the uniform form developed by the Office of Open Records. And whereas Pennsylvania's right to know law, section 702, gives agencies discretion to choose if they want to provide records to anonymous requesters. Any solicitor guidance, advice,
I
thoughts?
discussed this with Mike this afternoon, and we're fine with it.
Okay. Recommend
Yeah,
solicitor reports.
we certainly recommend
Suggest supporting.
passing it, yeah.
Okay. With that, I'll make that motion to approve Resolution 24-24. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Brad, second. All in favor? Aye. Resolution 24-24 is approved. Thanks for getting all this together, Daisy. and
You're
for
welcome.
talking with Mike about that.
PSATs is on the cutting edge all the time.
Yes.
Very good.
Hey, Jay. Okay, moving on to old business, JHA contract status. That was one they had, Max's firm was purchased by JHA, right? Glace was purchased by, so they gave us a new contract. There was, they being JHA gave us a contract. Solicitor had some suggested changes to it, so that's where it stood. Where we at?
Then it came back from JHA was reviewing it,
Okay.
what Mike had
Right,
recommended.
right.
And they had, I guess Max sent it back and said they were okay, except that there were a couple of things there. And then I sent that back to Mike, but
Okay, I'll have to, he didn't tell me anything about that, so I'll have
I,
to make sure.
Okay, okay, so there's
That's
no
a
action to
little
be
more
taken on it this
detail
evening,
going on,
that's where it stands.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
But it's,
Thanks.
it's progressed since last time.
Yeah, hey, we're crossing the Ts and dotting the Is like we're supposed to, so. On to new business, to designate trick or treat night in Rye Township to be Thursday, October 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. Is there a rain date for that?
No, they're not giving it.
Okay.
I'm assuming,
That's nurse.
I'm assuming that's the same as Marysville?
Yes,
Okay.
it is. We always coordinate.
Yeah.
Okay, so trick or treat, Thursday, October 31st, 6 to 8 p.m. And then the next is,
Do we need to make,
oh,
do we
yeah,
need to
sorry.
make anything official of that or not? For trick or
We
treat?
usually do, but do you have to?
You can if you want, I mean,
Okay.
you might as well.
I'll make that motion to designate Thursday, October 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. as official trick or treat night in Rye Township. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Sean, second. All in favor?
Yep.
All right, thank you,
Sean
gentlemen.
wants to trick or treat.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, trick or treat's gonna happen October 31st. Takes us to the office copier purchase. Yeah, that thing is very old.
I
We
know.
definitely got,
I know, and it served us so well.
We got our money's
I
worth
cannot-
out of that
We
one.
cannot complain. We had a brand new copier, what was that, like 2000, 2001?
Yeah.
So it's finally, I honestly tried to get parts, and the guy that actually put me in, was dealing with me on the refurbished one, he looked all over, we need a cleaner blade. And he said, if I can find one, I can fix it and it'll be okay for you. But he said, then who's to say what's gonna happen
Next.
2-3 months down the road? You know,
Yeah.
so he said he couldn't find one. He looked all over on eBay and everywhere, could not find one. But anyway, they don't even make copies to anymore. They were bought out by some other Japanese. But this is a Kyocera, Kyocera. And it does do 11x17 like you requested. And it will fit, it has the storage drawers underneath it. It will fit exactly where the other one will fit. The cost is $3,000. Normally he said they run between $4,000 and $5,000. But this one, he's talked to his supervisor, and they're willing to give us a maintenance agreement on it at 1 cent a copy. I said, is there a minimum? And they said there is no minimum for the maintenance. So they would bill us like quarterly, because I said, we don't use that many copies.
I gotta
you know,
say, yeah.
Because I also have the desktop, so, anyway.
So what is the maintenance agreement? If it-
The
if
maintenance
it-
includes all parts, labor, and supplies, toner, excluding paper.
Oh,
It also includes a machine replacement
Wow.
guarantee for 5 years. If we can fix it, if we can't fix it, we will replace it. And it's actually from a place in Lemoyne, Executive Image Solutions. The guy actually came up and tried to fix our copier, and that's when he said, I don't think I can fix this because I can't get parts anymore. So he's in Lemoyne, and I like that he's close by if something would go wrong. Actually, the way that I got in touch with him is we have to change out our postage meter because there's new, the one that I had won't do. It's like when they got the UPC symbol.
right.
They're putting in a new something,
Right.
digital thing. So I actually went to him because they were
Try to find
selling
a new-
postage meters, but I
Yeah.
didn't get a postage meter because I found one at a better cost. But anyway, that's when he said, well, we do a lot of other stuff, and I asked him about the copier, and one thing led to another, and I never heard of them, but they're in Lemoyne, so.
Well, and assuming, I doubt that anybody even makes a copier these days that doesn't scan. So
It
this
does
provides
scan.
PDFs and-
He also said included in that is training. There's a digital, like a screen in front of it,
Yeah.
which we don't have that now, obviously from 2001. But there's a digital screen, and he will come in and show Nancy and I the ins and outs, and he will network it to our computers.
Okay.
So, and it's all included.
Do they
It's
take-
almost
do
too
they take-
good
Do
to
they take
be
away
true.
the old one, or do we have to
Yes,
slip
he
it in the
will
coffin?
properly dispose of the old one.
Okay.
Yes, and he said if we don't go with the maintenance, the machine comes with only a 90-day warranty, and service would be on a per-call basis after the 90 days at $125 an hour with a minimum of 1 hour. So if they would come up here,
So what's our total outlay? $3,000?
$3,000, and
And
then
then
what?
a penny a
A
copy.
penny a copy for.
Now, if it's networked to your computer, I'm assuming it's a penny a copy or a penny a print that you make from your computer.
I would guess, whatever that
Whatever it spits out.
copier, it will
Yeah,
spit, it'll show
Yeah,
them. They can read
which doesn't
that.
matter, but
Yeah,
yeah,
they
you don't
can
print,
read
you
it.
don't print that much.
No, we do not.
So-
But we would have, like just this past, well, with the prints and stuff for that,
Yeah,
I would have
You'd have
liked
been
to
able-
print
you've been
that
able
out
to
so
print
Red
11 by
could see
17,
that,
right. yeah,
and just to keep them on file.
right.
But I can't do an 11 by 17.
So we just need a motion to approve purchase, $3,000 purchase.
And it is, I don't think I said it's black and white, but it scans color, so.
Oh, it doesn't make color
It
copies?
doesn't make color
Do we
copies,
need
it's
color
black and white.
copies for any of it?
It scans color, but it doesn't
Scans,
print
yeah.
color.
But
It
it'll
doesn't
print
print color.
sheets, right?
I do have the color copier in here, but it only goes to legal size.
As long as you're happy with it.
You're right, yep.
You're using it.
I'll make that motion to approve purchase of that copier for $3,000 and the 1 cent a page maintenance. Do we have a second?
I'll second. Yep.
Brad second, all in favor?
Aye.
Purchase of the new pop copier is approved. Thanks for taking care of that, Daisy.
You're welcome.
Fine.
Because if my
Finally.
other small brother went out,
Yeah, you'd be,
I mean, I do have the color copier, but
yeah.
that doesn't print very fast. So
No,
even the black and white. it
doesn't print,
look
no,
like
no,
that.
those never do.
So next item on the agenda is the radio purchase.
Yes, thank you. In any event that emergency management would have responsibility to respond, we typically would call upon the fire service, both the Shermansdale and the Municipal fire companies for manpower support. We do not currently have any capacity to communicate with those services. I would do a cell phone call to a fire chief or something like that. But that's a one-time thing, and then if we're getting involved with some activity, there is likely a need to communicate on a regular basis. Like the search that we did a few years back, where we had a missing person in the township. That was largely manned by the fire service, local volunteer fire people. We have recently become aware that there is surplus radio available to us for purchase through the Shermansdale Fire Company. And I think it's a good thing that we would be able to communicate. I haven't yet confirmed it, I would have to confirm with Perry County that they would be accepting of us on that network. It's a county 911 system. But the equipment's available. I'll let Kurt talk about the equipment and
Yeah.
the cost and all that.
Yeah, so I talked with Mike Minnick, a recent call, and in fact, I spoke with him just this afternoon as well. Mike's radios are most of you know that Shermansdale has a fairly decent size response in Cumberland County. So they're switching all their radios to Cumberland County and Perry County. So it's all on one radio instead of having radio mics hanging everywhere. The radios that are for sale through the fire department were Motorola. They were purchased at $7,200 a piece, 16-watt units, and they're offering them for sale at $2,000. So they're about 2.5 years old, he said, but it's important, like Jim said, that if we have, you never have a problem until you have a problem. And if we're not prepared at that point, if a tornado would go down the valley, and this is an example that Mike had given me, and it takes out cell phone towers. Right now, there's spotty communication with cell phones in the valley anyhow.
All right, Kurt, you said 2,000 a piece. How many pieces are we talking?
10, no. It'd be nice if
Just the
Jim,
one.
it'd be nice if Jim and I had one, but we could sell for
We
one.
could both, but
How many are there?
having at least one would be.
Available, they have like 13 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
2 would be ideal, probably.
Yeah, that's
It was
ideal.
even for road crew.
I was just gonna say, so 2 at a minimum, I would think. And we budgeted for radios, did we not? I thought we were talking.
Only for repairs. We
Well,
talked
we had a
about-
big chunk of change for repairs though, didn't we? Did we spend that?
I don't have my budget with me.
Oftentimes when there's an incident, the county assigns a command channel. That command channel is opened up to just that incident. That's the channel that Jim and I would be on. It wouldn't be talking to necessarily dispatch, but it'd be talking to the response units coming in, whether it be fire, EMS.
Right. Whoever's involved in it, actually, all goes to the same channel, so they can,
Goes to that command channel.
so they can
Yeah.
coordinate together, yeah.
That's right.
So if the stuff hit the fan,
Yeah.
how many would we wish we had?
Well, I would suggest if we were wishing that there should be a unit for this building, so that command operations would be able to be in communication with people that are out in the field. So I guess we're suggesting 3. Beyond that, if we had equipment that was out and being involved, I would, ask how you felt about our road people having at least one unit.
Yep.
But understand that the use of these would be very limited. We haven't had major events.
Right.
It would just be taking advantage of an opportunity to get that capability.
Okay.
And they're not gonna go obsolete over
Okay.
time.
No.
I mean,
These are
they're
16 watt units, these are Motorola's.
Okay,
And the price that's been assigned to these radios was given to Mike by Motorola. He said they're valued at this.
okay.
Here's how Carroll Township, and you may know this already, Carroll Township has radios in the trucks, in the plow trucks. So for example, if there's a EMS call,
Right.
they're talking to the plow drivers to go ahead of the ambulance. Not an emergency management function, but it is a similar function that they're using.
The caveat I would throw in is that we haven't talked to Perry County about getting on their net. It's a county system. I don't suspect there'd be any issues with it, but we'd first have to confirm that they'd be accepting of us having units on their system, so we'd be communicating directly with their 911 center.
Yeah, we could talk directly to Wes about that.
Yeah, we will see what for.
Two.
One here, one here, one for in the office. And one for us. I think one would be all right
It was Minnick's recommendation.
for us.
Yeah.
That's why Mike Minnick.
No, would it be for the number 4 or just to have?
No, he was just saying,
Just to-
look, Kurt, you gotta
Well, I
have
think it's a
something.
great idea.
Yeah,
Oh,
something.
yeah. I'm sorry, did we have?
We have 4,000 in emergency management.
The emergency management has $4,000, yeah.
That would get you
Do you need FCC
You need a
license?
license.
We
You
have,
didn't know
I
that?
didn't know that.
That I don't know.
we have a license, because we used to have that. And it's like a 10-year license. I can check on that.
too. Yeah, we'll have to check on that.
And I don't think it's expired yet, but it's
That may have
coming
been
up.
local government, Daisy.
That was our local government
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah,
So is this a different channel?
this would be different.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you don't need it.
This is
then.
emergency services.
Yeah.
Okay, and the fact that you're going with them, I don't know, I'm just asking.
Is
I hope
anybody
you
I don't think
need
there's gonna be a
them.
problem with Perry County.
Is anybody else buying for the 13 radios at the same time?
I think Cumberland has, no, not Cumberland. There was some other, I think Mike mentioned there's some other fire departments.
There's probably some other fire departments in Perry County that are
Yeah, if
probably.
they could snatch up a Motorola 16 watt.
Yeah, for that
For $2
price.
grand.
Yeah, that's.
When can you can have a conversation with them to,
Talk to Mike, yeah. Anytime.
I'm okay with 4. Is it?
Well, no, basically it's 4 for the price of just a little more than one new
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
No, I realize that's 2.5 years ago pricing, but still seems like a heck of a bargain, actually.
And right now we have what?
Nothing. With nothing, so, yeah, that makes it kind of a,
And this has been an ongoing thing, right? Our comms kind of shortfall.
right. I mean, this is a specific targeted area though, but it's still necessary though,
And
because,
even though we don't have that many emergencies that would require us to jump on and participate on those, we would still be able to monitor
Right.
and hear what's going on
in the rest of the county.
in the
yeah.
rest of the county.
Well, it still only takes one incident, I mean.
Right.
That's,
Um,
and Tropical
puts
Storm
in-
Debbie should have
puts
taught
us
us
in
another
immediate-
lesson.
Well,
I-
you're gonna have emergency.
Things roll pretty quick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We might as well just do it.
Okay, so I guess the question is just the number, and it sounds like
Right.
4 is what it was thinking?
Yeah,
Four?
I don't think
generous.
there's
Sounds good.
a problem with 4.
Okay,
I-
yeah.
Okay, so is that conditional upon,
Yeah, conditional upon getting,
I'll confirm with the county
okay,
that that's gonna be okay. We feel like there
Right.
won't be an issue with it.
okay.
And I would ask her to
Reach out to them.
do the deal, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make that motion then contingent upon that acceptance. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Brad, second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
How-
Thanks for
Yeah.
taking that opportunity up.
Thank Kurt.
Thanks, Kurt. Thanks for fixing the
Daisy
problem.
brings
Whole
up.
team.
if it's found that the condition is okay,
Mhm.
can we pay for that next meeting? Would that be okay?
I assume so, yeah.
Okay,
But as that Mike said, this
Yeah.
floor side.
I think.
alrighty.
Yeah.
And hey, it's going to a good cause anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
all, it's good.
But their new
all around.
system is, you wouldn't want that.
I don't even wanna think about what they're probably
They
gonna
got a
have to
grant
spend.
of 150 and it wasn't even half, I don't think.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
Yeah, no. They need it, cause
Right.
those guys are everywhere. I mean, they just end up everywhere.
Oh my
Well, thanks for taking the time. I appreciate that.
But that's what happens when you're good.
That takes us to zoning hearing board resignation. So unfortunately, we have a resignation from zoning hearing board, Stephen P. Smith. Please accept my resignation from the Wright Township zoning hearing board effective immediately. It has been a pleasure to serve the community in this capacity. He understands just for other job responsibilities he has. So make a motion to accept his resignation. Do we have a second?
I'll say.
Brad, second, all in favor? Aye.
With regrets.
With
With
regrets.
regrets. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean.
How long did Steve?
Oh gosh, I didn't look that up, and he's been on for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And that takes us to appointment of a new replacement. So there are two candidates, Jerry Oberdorf and Sherry Cloward. Expressed an interest, but there's only one opening. I don't know either of these folks. Daisy gave a brief background on them. Does anybody else know them?
I don't know.
Well, I said
I
you don't.
do
Daisy, can you
not.
tell us what you know?
Well, they both live in the township, obviously they have
Right.
to. Sherry lives up on Greer Point Road, and she lives in the old Elaine Loring house, which is a very historical home. And Jerry Oberdorf lives on Trout Lane. He was the former sergeant or lieutenant with the Pennsylvania State Police. He and his wife reside there. That's about all I know, except when I've talked to both of them, they've come through the township office or called, very professional, very kind people. And very grateful that we have two volunteers.
Well, yeah, so it sounds like it's kind of a toss-up, and hey, the one's former law enforcement. For me, that's a plus. That's one sense.
Yeah, that, I mean, that would be my, that would be my tiebreaker as well. I mean, yeah, if you're a PSP, I mean.
He's retired.
Right, he's a retired PSP, but yeah.
Okay, then I'll make that motion to appoint Jerry Oberdorf to, now is he gonna be filling, he's gonna be
He's going to be
completing the end of
completing the
Steve's,
term of Stephen Smith, which his term expires the end of this
Year.
year.
Okay,
Okay.
So if he decides he doesn't want it,
and we'll just, yeah, well, then,
Okay.
maybe,
Yeah.
people's circumstances change.
Change, right.
She would be a good one.
Yeah. Is she on anything else right now?
No.
Has she expressed an interest in anything else? Do we have other opportunities that you know of coming up?
Not that I know of, but I didn't know we'd have all these
You never
different
know
ones
what
we just had in the
happens,
last
yeah.
couple of months, so. Yeah.
How's Gordon Warren doing on planning commission? He's always threatening to.
nah, he's okay.
He's good.
He's
He was
okay.
here
Good,
today.
He's okay.
He stopped in today. He was, I told him I have to help, he needs to help with his hazardous mitigation
Yeah.
stuff. And then now Tom's talking Pine Hill Road and hazardous mitigation.
Yeah, probably ought to be included, but yeah.
I don't speak that language.
Right, I
Gordon
don't
does.
either, but yeah. Luckily, those two do.
They do.
So the motion is to appoint Jerry Oberdorf to fill the rest of Steve Smith's term on the zoning hearing board. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Sean, second. All in favor?
Aye.
With thanks. Mr. Oberdorf.
Yes. I've talked to him before and tried to get him.
We'll
tried
keep
to
her
get
name and
him-
number handy too, just in
Yes.
case, so.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, that takes us to approval of the 2025 MMOs for non-uniform police pension plans as follows. Non-uniform pensions, $21,015. CBD2 pension is $1,950, and police pension is $0.
Okay, Act 205, excuse me, of 1984 as amended governs the funding requirements for all municipal pension plans. The law requires the chief administrative officer of each municipal pension plan to inform the governing board of the municipality of the plan's expected financial obligation for the coming year. This must be done by the last business day in September. But this year, PMRS has got their act together, like I told you before. I'm really pleased. And they are actually ahead of the game. This is where we used to be 5 years ago before things went haywire. But the calculation of the 2025 plan cost, or the MMO, the minimum municipal obligation, required an estimate of the 2025 W-2 wages of the employees covered by the plan. I've indicated on the attached worksheet my best estimate is the same. Questions on the pension cost calculation can be addressed to PMRS. The MMO is the municipality's 2025 bill for this pension plan and must be paid by December 31st, 2025. Normally, the township has been paying ours ahead of time, and then when we get state aid, some people wait till they get their state aid in October, and then they make payment then. But we put ours in, you get a little bit more interest on it, and it hopefully helps with some of the expenses, so it doesn't seem too late. The obligation must be met with general fund monies or with any general state aid to municipal pensions to which you may be entitled under Act 205. And Jim already read them. The police pension, we have no active employees. It's a very plush plan, and it has a zero obligation. The cash balance plan has possibly a covered plan member at 3%, which would be $1,950. And then the non-uniform, which is the old defined benefit plan, which is a more expensive plan. And they determine, the actuarial actually determines, the PMRS determine normal cost, and they express it as a decimal. But we do get credit for the amount that we are required to contribute, which is 3%. Each employee must put 3% of the obligation into the plan. That's leaving us a balance for the defined benefit, or the N1 plan as they name it, $21,015. These are estimates, so this is what I've estimated, and I will send those in if you accept them as the plan, as the administrator of the plan. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Now, I would imagine since this affects Brad probably has to abstain.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're personally involved.
Yeah, okay. You wanna make the
I'll
motion?
make the motion for
Okay.
approval or whatever.
I'll second. Approval of 2025 MMOs is approved with Brad abstaining. Thanks for that, Daisy.
You're welcome.
Takes us to announcements. September 2nd is Labor Day holiday. The office will be closed. Trash will be collected on Wednesday, September 4th. September 10th at 7:30, the Planning Commission meeting is rescheduled. Pushed out a week, okay?
Yeah.
And then September 14th is the Fishing Derby, rescheduled 9 to 10:30 at the Marysville Sportsman's Association. As Nancy said, please come early to register. That takes us to approval and payment of the bills. Daisy, please.
General fund checks 18017 to 18042 in the amount of $66,216.55. There were no expense checks voided. Payroll checks 8387 to 8391 in the amount of $4,694.29. Payroll checks 8392 to 8396 in the amount of $4,727.10. There were no payroll checks voided. Highway aid check 743 in the amount of $124,000, and there were no highway aid checks or liquid fuels checks voided.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve payment of the bills. Do we have a second? Question?
So can we do all these except that one? And then do that one
That would
separate?
be a good idea.
Good idea. Good catch.
I just,
Do Want to make that motion?
Well, I'll make a motion to pay, can we do all the bills except for check number 00180039?
Now I can vote on that.
You can vote on that one.
Okay, so you're seconding that?
Yep, I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. And then I make a motion to approve payment of check 00180039 to Brad Sloop for $160. Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. That bill is approved for payment. Okay. Thanks, David. Were you clear on that one?
Yes, I
Okay,
got that.
okay.
Yeah, a little bit more to you.
Okay, that takes us to the second citizen participation. John? Oh,
I
Kurt.
have one thing I failed to mention when we were talking about emergency management. The board received the same email from Daisy regarding the pipeline out at Shermansdale Fire. I did talk to the chief out there, and he said it's basically a tabletop exercise, and they're gonna place different scenarios of what if something happens to the pipelines. There'll be evacuation radiuses around the disaster area, what the fire department needs to do if they have to fog the area, whatever. And this crosses
Sorry,
over
this was
Pine
the
Hill.
training? This is the training that's being
This
put
is
on
training.
by Fire Department?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be training.
It's at Shermansdale Fire.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, and then, anyhow, it's been years since they've done this, according to Mike, and I think it's worthwhile. I know I'll be participating. I think Jim is gonna participate as well,
Oh, okay, good.
representing my township.
Good.
And then,
It's a Saturday, I believe.
yeah, it's a Saturday, starting in the morning, you have to go to early afternoon. And then we'll also have a tour of the distribution center there in Lee Hill as well. See what that's like and where the shut-offs and everything are. So that'll help us in the event.
Something Saturday.
Did we have to pre-register for that, or can we?
No, I don't think you have to pre-register. Do you have to pre-register?
No, I don't think so.
I know lunch is included though.
There you go.
I'm sorry, what day is that?
September
It's-
7th.
So it's a week from,
It's
Saturday. It's a
Saturday.
week from Saturday.
Yeah, so it's Saturday after Labor Day. First Saturday.
Yeah, first Saturday.
I'm gonna call my club. Yes, please. Just so you guys lunch food.
Thanks for that, Kurt.
Yeah.
John, did you have?
Sure. So about Heisley Lane, I was wondering, who is the right-of-way when approaching the one-lane section, as there's no stop signs on either end or anything like that? I mean, did the engineer provide you with the required traffic control setup for that one-lane configuration?
Traffic control. Not that I'm aware, did he? didn't actually
No,
write
he took
something?
care of all that, and I guess he talked to Brad
Well,
and told
You-
him what to purchase.
because of liability issues and safety, here's the actual setup that it's just so you're aware. So, okay. So that's the one-lane setup for a road. You can see stop signs, barrels, we have 2 signs out there, that's all we have. So, out of the 11 that are supposed to be
You
there.
know, John, yeah, it's funny you bring that topic up, because that was a little bit of a sore spot. We put 2 signs up, and
Everybody go around.
yeah, I think I was there for 10 minutes, and no less than a half a dozen people drove right around the signs, and one person even said, well, I don't care, and just commenced to drive right on by, right over it.
Was it the road closed sign, the white one with black letters? Like
No, it was
what's supposed to be out there?
It was the orange one. It
It
was
could've
the road
been-
closed sign sitting right in the middle of the road. okay?
Yeah, I agree, they shouldn't be driving past it, but it
That's what
is,
the sign said.
just so
No-
you know, it is not the appropriate sign for a closure of the road, but it's okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
Okay.
Whatever.
I agree, they shouldn't be driving past it anyway.
Well, and they did, so that was, you know,
I
Brad
put
was.
signs up for flooding, okay, they drive right through it, okay? I put signs up for flooding, they move them, okay, out of the way, okay?
And you can't, I know
Does the
you can't
sign
stop
work,
it,
John?
I got it.
No, okay? We try the best that we can, okay?
Okay,
All right.
but I wanna make sure that we have our butts covered, because That is the standard, is having stop signs on
That's
either
for a
end.
state road, okay?
Actually, state also works the same for traffic, for township roads. So
Yeah.
if there's a crash,
That's-
there's a liability.
We'll
That's all.
we'll
I'm
provide
saying.
that information to Max
Yep.
and take it under
Okay.
advisement with our engineer.
All right.
But again, yeah, so we did, again, want to recognize that Brad and Johnny were both kind enough to come out. I think you were on vacation, you were a day off, but again, hey, we tried to do what we could with the signs and people just
Yep.
did
And
what they did and
Yep.
took the chance of damaging the road even further and wasting more taxpayer money.
Yep.
So
That's-
Brad brought the dump truck out. Now, if you're wondering why the
Oh,
dump truck.
I figured, I knew it was to close the road because you got crazies that'll drive by. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I just know, what, we're gonna be extended in that position of one lane closure, so let's make sure we're doing it the safe and right way, at least covering our own butts. So do we have a cost estimate or time frame on, getting the emergency permit, design and construction on it yet?
Did we get anything from?
Because I know.
I mean, Max
No.
moved right away. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
there the
Oh,
next
yeah.
day to get.
He is
yeah.
working on an estimate for
Yeah,
me.
'cause we just got the survey
For the
done.
county.
Yeah.
But he's just been so busy,
Mm-hmm.
because he said he had some other projects in other municipalities. And he's just been, he said, I'm swamped.
Yeah.
When he came up and did those 2 permits for me. But,
We just got the survey today,
he
so-
just got the survey.
Yeah.
Today.
They just did the survey and he got that back
Today.
from Burkett today. In fact, he sent it to you
Yeah,
guys.
we
I
got it,
couldn't
yep.
read it because
Yeah.
it was in a CAD file,
Yeah.
Oh, it
so.
was a PDF.
It was a
Well, he
PDF.
sent another, then he had some.
He sent the regular one to Max, I think,
Okay.
somehow.
Yeah, he sent the.
I don't have the right stuff to read.
Yeah, and he sent, because I don't know if you're a CAD, but we don't have it here, so I couldn't even see it. But anyhow, we got it, you got it, and he has that, so he's moving forward with it. From what I understand, the woman at DEP said she's gonna try to push it through for us when Max gets that.
Gets all the,
too.
I know, what I saw was she told Max, just get me the information as soon as
Yeah.
you can, and she'll.
Yeah,
she'll get it
so,
through.
so Brad got right on it, our township engineer got right on, but we don't have a cost estimate at this time.
Nick?
Addressing.
Sounds good.
It's gonna be expensive.
It ain't,
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm trying to work, there's a PEMADAP 19, and that I was said, I've been working with Rich Folks up at the county emergency management coordinator. And he said, well, get with your engineer. I said, I have no idea. I just know it's gonna be expensive.
Yeah.
And so Max is looking at it, and I'm keeping track also of the emergency callouts and all of that. Normally, your regular hours are not considered. I don't even know if we're gonna get anything.
I'm gonna say,
Because it has to meet a threshold for the whole
county, for the whole county, for the county to be able to.
And someone said they think it's $1 million, so that's what Max thought. But he wasn't sure, so don't quote me
Okay.
on that, but we're gonna do what we can, at least to send hours in. Marysville had damage,
Yeah.
pretty serious damage there, so, and there were some others that had.
There had to be
damage,
other
so-
ones too, yeah.
But then there were some that
Didn't have.
didn't
hardly
have,
any,
maybe
yeah.
just a little runoff or stormwater issues, but nothing serious. That's
You
where
had-
we're at.
You had more, John?
Yeah. So it seems like there wasn't an issue with the pipe under 850, but, our pipes under Heisley nearly washed away at a quarter mile away from it. Does our road crew do inspections of the pipes, document the issues, and rectify them before a major problem occurs? Do we do inspections and document things? Be-
Well,
You know,
I don't
I
know.
asked because
John,
Lamb's-
I don't know how a pipe not washing out on 850, how that really ties into another pipe in another location on another road.
Right,
A whole set of
okay.
different conditions.
I got you. But do we do inspections and document things?
Do I have to talk to him?
It's part of the job.
Do we do inspections? That's the question.
I go out and look at pipes, yes.
Okay, and do you document them? Do we rectify things?
On your
'Cause
we don't have a-
timesheet, on your timesheet.
Yeah,
Be-
my time sheet I do.
Because I asked that because, I brought up, I know I mentioned in my own little write-up about Lamb's Gap Road, and luckily, hey, that got fixed.
No,
at
that
the
got
next day or
fixed
two.
before you put that out on your social media thing, okay? I just want to let you know that.
Actually, no.
Okay?
But it doesn't matter. I'm glad it got taken care of. Thankfully, there was something there because then that storm came and washed half of it away again.
No, it
So,
didn't wash half of it away. It
Okay.
stayed right where it was.
you mean you didn't put extra rock in
No,
afterwards?
we didn't put anything extra in there.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. I'll just stop there then, because
Stop.
I have photos on it, but anyway, that's all right. The last thing is, you know, I haven't seen too much rock being placed around pipes until this storm thing. Thankfully, we're getting it put around them, you know, but I know our residents that come in for like planning commission doing stuff, you know, they're told, hey, you gotta put this rock down, you gotta put it this way, you know, they get inspected. Are we doing that? Because I know we didn't do it on Cove Hill Road when we put that pipe in. You know, we're setting this double standard, and I'm just, you know, it's a little weird that, you know, when we do stuff, we won't match what's on the permit plan or what's required to put it. But when the resident does it, it better be. So that's my comment for it, is that way. But,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you, John. Anyone else? Public comment? Hearing none, make a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Brad, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks again.